À l'occasion de la grande...
On the occasion of Patek Philippe Watch Art Grand Exhibition in Singapore, I have the pleasure of acquainting you with the new reference 5303R Grand Complication in rose gold. For the first time, its new manually wound caliber with a minute repeater and a tourbillon presents the gong hammers on the dial side, which also exposes the entire repeater mechanism. The R2O 27 PS movement was converted to accommodate the gongs on the dial side. The plate with the minute repeater components was rose gold plated to enhance the contrast against the steel parts. For the time display, we have the hour and minute hands from the center, and at 6 o'clock, the second hand coaxially with the tourbillon. The crown has two positions, one for winding, the second one for hand setting. The slide for activating the minute repeater is at 9 o'clock. It strikes the time shown on the dial. The inspirations for this watch originate from the reference 5104P, a self-winding minute repeater with a perpetual calendar launched in 2007, as well as the 2014 reference 5304 in rose gold like our 5303. The 5304 is a self-winding minute repeater with a perpetual calendar and a transparent dial. The reference 5303 adopts the design vocabulary of the 5304. Its dial is transparent, and the hour circle with white stars on a red background echoes the colors of Singapore's flag. The special facets of the case are manually skeletonized white gold accents soldered to the case band and the lugs. They contrast beautifully against the rose gold case. The white gold repeater slide is engraved with the same motifs, and the recesses are rose gold plated to reflect the optics of the case. We can now see the modifications for the new minute repeater tourbillon caliber with subsidiary seconds that shows the gongs and hammers of the minute repeater on the dial side for the first time. Left, the dial side of base caliber 103 that has outfitted our minute repeaters since 1991. Right, the new caliber 252, derived from caliber 103, both designated R2O 27 PS. The plate was enlarged to 31.6 millimeters to accommodate the gongs, and it was pierced to reveal the tourbillon cage. The hour beak that samples the number of hours to be struck was skeletonized for aesthetic reasons. The quarter rack that samples the number of quarter hours to be struck was adapted to the new position of the hammers. The minute rack that samples the number of minutes was modified as well. A support bridge on the dial side of the plate was added for the new hammers. Turning the movement around, we can see that the bridge used to cover the strikework barrel was newly designed to offset the emission of the hammers. The hammers are being shifted to the dial side. They're now located between the hammer support bridge and the new upper hammer bridge. Back to the movement, the two gongs that were originally located on the bridge side were shifted to the dial side and received a new boss that is attached directly to the case band. The last modifications of the movement. The hour wheel was generously skeletonized to expose the minute snail with its 14 steps that control the striking of the minutes. Its design recalls the third wheel in gold of the wheel train that is visible on the bridge side. A transparent white painted sapphire crystal dial allows the indication of the seconds and reveals the tourbillon cage. To enhance the view of the movement from the other side, it is endowed with a skeletonized white gold wreath. To expose as much of the minute repeater as possible, the dial was enlarged to the maximum extent and now shows only the hour circle with the colors of the Singapore flag. The plate was enlarged to 31.6 millimeters to allow its integration in this new reference 5303. The sapphire crystal second style reveals the fourth wheel bridge in polished steel that extends across the tourbillon cage. When the minute repeater slide is actuated, the hour beak drops on its snail and samples the number of hours to be struck. In our case, 12 low-pitched tones for 12 full hours. The all-or-nothing piece releases the strike work wheels. The parts start moving and with low-pitched tones strike the number of hours defined by the hour snail. In the same way, to strike the correct number of quarter hours, the quarter rack samples the steps 0, 1, 2 or 3 to obtain the number of quarter hours that are then struck with double high-low tones. This is explained in detail for the minutes. The skeletonized hour wheel is shown here. It exposes the steps of the minute snail that controls the minute strikes. This part is firmly connected with the cannon pinion to which the minute hand is attached. The beak of the minute rack samples the steps of the minute snail to determine the number of minutes to be struck. In our case, the minute beak is on the 9th step and thus controls 9 high-pitched strikes. If we have a closer look at the design of the hammers, we can see that they are flattened at the ends, so that they can move freely beneath the hands to strike the gongs. That is why it was possible to reduce the height of the mechanism without affecting the sound quality of the minute repeater. Ordinarily, the hammers are located on the bridge side and are mirror polished. Here they are located on the side of the minute repeater mechanism and are precision ground to match the other components. As was already the case with the reference 5531 World Time Minute Repeater launched in New York to coincide with the 2017 exhibition there, we again decided after various tests to attach the gongs to the caseband, and in this reference, in the interest of a clearer, more distinctive sound.